Welcome, everybody. Sunday afternoon, Super Bowl. We're here to talk a little Hawkeye hoops, defeating Northwestern today, 76-70. Take care of a little business first. Hit the subscribe button. It's right there in front of you. Hit the like button. The like, I understand, is really important for algorithms, and so that just gets us out to more people. The more you guys like it, the more it gets out there. And leave comments. And Kelvin and I have been going on there, responding to comments that are on there after the show. So keep up the comments. You know, we appreciate the comments that you guys do. And so thank you guys for all that. Now let's talk about the I think this guy right here says it real easy. He says, wasn't pretty, but made it entertaining for me. And he was in Carver today. He sent me a picture from where he was seated in Carver, and he had.
Who was it?
Thrilled. Well, I'll tell you privately. I won't tell you.
Well, what's his name on here anyway?
It's somebody who you've talked to before. But I don't want to. If he doesn't want his name out there publicly, I'm not going to go.
I know, but does he have a title on there right now? So.
Oh yeah, Hawkeyes 2017. I'm sorry.
Okay. Boy, he's not very old if he was born in 17.
Right, he's not. He's a young man. He's older
than that.
He worked
I think
as
he's more than 9 years old, but anyway.
Yeah. I know. I say. Yeah,
Maybe he got out of Iowa then or something.
He worked with me, Paul, and Nolan on our on the one NFF podcast. So anyhow, he just got into the parking lot, and from the game, he says, "Go Hawks!" He's excited. He got to see a great game. I mean, that is if you didn't care that it was close, because I personally thought it should have been a blowout.
No, I think most men's basketball games in the Big Ten, as long as you're not playing Illinois or Michigan, are going to be close. So
yeah. Now we should be thankful, because I think in the Big Ten and men and women's, I think there might have been a couple of upsets today. So
I wish Penn State would have played. I think they played USC today.
Yeah.
And it might have went into overtime. I wish Penn State would have won that game. I'm glad Michigan women lost, because that puts them a notch closer to Iowa in the standings. We ain't going to catch UCLA at this point. But.
Well, no, what I really wanted was Michigan to beat UCLA so that we could sneak in and beat Michigan, and we could move a step closer to UCLA.
No, we ain't going to catch UCLA. I don't think they're going to lose 3 games.
No.
So we got 3 losses.
I forgot that we're on a 3-game losing streak. How did I manage to get that?
UCLA to lose 3 games this year in the Big Ten would be a stretch, I think. So.
And then we got Ohio State there. But anyway, here where we're at. We're talking about the Iowa men's. With their win today, they managed to they're tied for 7th place with Ohio State at 8-4 in the Big Ten. And I believe they are, if I got this ticker right, they are 18-5 overall.
Was Ohio State playing today?
I don't
Ohio
remember.
State lost today. I think we're a game ahead of them. They lost to Michigan.
Okay.
By like 20 points. That Michigan team's a juggernaut. You're talking about men, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Ohio State. I watched them. I think I watched them play on CBS against Michigan, and so we're ahead of Ohio State. So,
Yeah. Hey guys, I just want to say if you're at your Super Bowl parties, put us up on your TV screens. Let your party people watch us talk and be a little entertaining. We'll entertain them for a little bit until kickoff, and just have some fun.
and then I wish Illinois would have beat Michigan State. That would have put us within one game of Michigan State. I want to get in that top four. Get Ben in the top four where you get 3 days off in the Big Ten tournament.
I would love that. I would love that. Sturts, Colleen, welcome back, Colleen. Been a long time since you've been here.
Yeah.
Sturts had nearly half of their points. I believe he did. 36.
Is that what he ended up with? Was 36?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
He really wanted to foul on that held ball possession because he wanted to go to the line and 2 more for 38.
Yeah, if you look at field goal percentage or 3-point field goal percentage, he's the only one that had a good day. And we still won, so we ought to feel a little lucky there. So
yeah, UCLA beats Michigan women. Thank goodness. I guess I'm the only one that was cheering for Michigan today.
yes, because we want the Hawkeyes to finish ahead of Michigan in the standings. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so let's take a quick look at the team stats. All right. Northwestern was 21 of 45. Iowa was 24 of 53. According to my stats, they call this a draw. 46.7% for Northwestern, 45.3% for Iowa. I don't know why I would have given this. I guess because Iowa had more field goals, but they had lesser percentage. They didn't shoot as much, right? No, they shot more. Wow. Okay.
Well, I think Northwestern should have been given the field goal percentage because they shot better from 3 than we did, right?
Yeah. Yep. Here we go on the 3 points. They were 8 for 14 on 3-pointers, and we were 5 for 6. They finished the game with 57% 3-point shooting. At one point when I looked, I kept looking at this thing. They were shooting 71% from the 3-point line. And so that is crazy. Iowa shot 31%, but that was better than the 0% they were shooting in the first half. And so we shot a lot of 3-pointers there for a while. That's all we were doing was shooting threes. Everybody was missing them until Sturt stepped up and hit a back three.
I think Sturts is the only one that shot 3-pointers worth a darn. I'm trying to think of another person that made a 3-pointer.
Well, let's find out. Good Lord, people, let's take a look. Alrighty. 3-point goals. Koch got one. Koch got one, and Sturts was 4 for 6. So the fact that he was 4 for 6 and we got no 3-pointers in the first half, he must not even taken any. Okay. All right. Free throws started to they were 20 of 22 for 90%. We were 23 of 29 for 79%. Honestly, they kind of caught up because I predicted, and I forgot to tell you guys this, that because of the way the free throw disparity was in the first half, which is not normal for Iowa, to have somebody have a whole lot more fouls and have foul troubles than they are. But I said that's going to flip the second half, and I thought it did there for a while, but it started to even itself out toward the end of the game. And so we were at 79%. We did out-rebound them 29-19. Assists, we had 12 assists. They had 10. They had 2 blocked shots. We didn't bother to block one today. We got 6 steals. They got 2 steals. We had 7 turnovers, which honestly, I'm liking this less and less. We get less and less turnovers all the time. But they only had 9 turnovers, and I believe they had 8 in the first half. So we only turned them over once in the second half.
I can't believe they only had 9 turnovers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this says the final up there. Points in the paint, we had 36. They had 20. They had 25 personal fouls. We had 16. Although they seem to, we each made 20 some free throws. They just got to shoot more than we did, apparently.
yeah, I couldn't believe that the officials evened up the fouls in the second half. I thought it was ridiculous. But
Well, and I'm going to say the couple of them were ticky tack, like the one that Koch got on him on that Martinelli guy, whatever his name was, when he shot the 3-pointer. Well, you couldn't really tell that he actually fouled him, but then Koch goes, "Oh," it's like, okay, the refs goes, he must have fouled him. Foul.
I think Koch was pulling his arm back to show that I didn't touch him.
Yeah,
but
but what he did is he knew he touched him, so he pulled his arm back and hoping that he wouldn't get caught. And all you did was advertise it. You don't know if you had not advertised it, might not have gotten called because I didn't think he touched him when they showed the replay, but that could be.
I don't know.
There. But yeah, and then I think there was another time where one of our guys got called for a foul. We're just standing there. Guy ran past us, falls down on the ground, and our guy got the foul, and all we did was stand there. Was he supposed to step aside? Because, how's he supposed to know that guy's going to run into him, and trip? Okay. But anywho. So, but yeah, I just feel like Iowa, people are going to disagree with me on this one, but I feel like lately we seem to play to the level of our competition. And some of the good wins that we've had was because we played really well. And some of the, and as far as I know, I think we've only had one bad game where we played to the level of the competition and almost beat them, but we still lost. And to me, that's Minnesota losing by 3. That one still sticks in my craw.
I just call it flu week.
Yeah.
I cannot judge a team too harshly that's playing sick.
Yeah. Well, who else? Who's kicking their butt after this weekend is PJ Fleck, because Minnesota beats us in wrestling, men's basketball, and women's basketball, and he's thinking, "Dang, I'm the only one." He goes, "I'm the only one that couldn't beat an Iowa team."
He never. I don't think he ever will, as long as Kirk gets here. But, so.
You mean unless, of course, the refs give it to him?
Colleen got another comment?
She does. She says it was flu week. She put that up right after you said it.
Well, yeah, we literally should have 2 or 3 less losses than we have, which would mean in the Big Ten we only have like 1 or 2 losses. I mean, to be totally honest, I can't believe how good this team's playing myself. I can't believe today I was sitting there thinking we got these guys that are 6'6", and Northwestern had these other guys all around them, and a rebound would go up, and somehow our guys would get them all the time. Just battle. To get a rebound, you got to want it. And boy, Ben's got a bunch of guys that want it. We'd always come down with the rebound, and it was like, how did we do that? 1 Iowa guy jumping up and 3 Northwestern guys around him. And some of the Northwestern guys were taller than him, but Banks would come down with it, or
I will tell you what, between that Martinelli guy, or I think that's his name, Martinelli, and Martinelli.
West was the one that was hot.
I was just going to say that West was the next guy's name I was going to name. I don't know. They say West is a freshman. Is Martinelli?
They said on TV the West was averaging 3.5 points a game.
Of course, we made him look hot, didn't we?
Well, I think he made himself look hot. But
he did. Yeah. I was so glad. I knew he wasn't going to be able to keep up that torrid shooting pace that he was doing, because he is a freshman, and I was so glad he came down and bounced that 3 off the rim and ran into one of our guys' arms. Okay.
Yeah.
But that Martinelli, is he also a freshman? Do you know?
Oh no, I think he's a senior.
Okay.
He
Who is
came
the
in. He
highest?
came
Who is
into
the
the.
highest
He came
recruitment?
into. He came into the season, as a preseason All-American,
Yeah.
Martinelli, but
Yeah.
he's like a 6'8" forward. That's I don't know if he's a senior, but I know he was great last year. But
Yeah. So who was they were talking about? I missed at the near the beginning of the game. They said Minnesota, Northwestern has somebody who was the highest ever recruited player in their school, highest rated player.
his name is like I'm bad because I don't know the name was like Cup or something, and I think he
Krupp,
was
okay,
from.
Krupp,
And I think
number
he was
one.
from. I think he was from Indiana or something, if I remember right.
Okay.
But,
Anyway, he played 24 minutes, had 6 points, 1-for-1 field goal, and 4 rebounds, 2 turnovers. So yeah. Well, let's just talk about some of the other guys from Minnesota. I
yeah,
mean,
it,
Northwestern.
it's hard to be a freshman in the Big Ten, Dean.
Yeah. Singleton had 22 minutes, 10 points, 3 for 5, 1 turnover, 4 rebounds. Martinelli, as we said earlier, played 37 minutes. Not bad for a guy who was in foul trouble. And I got to give that coach credit, man. With all those guys having 3 fouls in the first half, he continued to play them.
And
So,
we said on our podcast, the last podcast, that he played like 11 guys. So
mhm.
he's used to playing a lot of guys too. So
Yeah.
they got a pretty deep team. Not a. Iowa doesn't have a tremendously talented team. And Northwestern doesn't have a tremendously talented team. They have way higher rated recruits on the roster out of high school, obviously, than Ben McCollum does. But
That'll change. That'll change.
Northwestern, has a pretty deep team.
Yeah. So West, number 3 was 18 points, 35 minutes, 7 for 8, 4 for 5, 4 assists, 4 personal fouls, 1 turnover. So he had a pretty solid game. Their bench had a total of 8 points
Yeah.
tonight. But their one guy, Claravino, had 5 rebounds, but he had 4 personal fouls. Iowa, on the other hand, the Hawkeyes, Manuel got our first 4 points of the night. Guess what? That's the
Didn't
only
score
4
after
points.
that.
Yeah, it's the only 4 points he had.
Yeah, he's not the best free throw shooter. He got up the line for 2 or 3 free throws and he missed all of them, I think.
Yeah, Sturts had just 0 fouls, Colleen, just 0 fouls.
Mm-hmm.
Although the graphic said he had 4. I still don't understand that one. Okay. Somebody really needs to do a better job of, before they put stuff on the screen, of double checking themselves.
Thank God my eyesight's bad, so I didn't see it.
Okay,
But I
Coop
got your
got,
message and he has 4 fouls. I go, no, he doesn't. He's only got
no,
0.
I did with the
That was,
question mark because I
yeah,
couldn't believe it myself.
yeah.
Okay.
That was right when Howard fouled out. Howard didn't get to play much. Jeez, that hurts Iowa. He's such a great, tenacious defender, rebounder, just a
Yeah.
good player.
He had 3 rebounds, 1 turnover, 5 fouls. As we know, he fouled out. He managed to get 5 fouls in 12 minutes. That's got to be a record.
So he played 12 minutes. He only played 4 minutes in the first half. It seemed like 1 minute, but it said 4 minutes, I think, in the first. And it was like, oh my God. And he deserved both them fouls in that first half. But
yeah, it's hard to tell because he was among those trees, and so when he
well,
gets behind some of those
that
trees, you can't tell what he was doing.
that one, he had a guy that was smaller than him, and it was a fast break. And that guy was running alongside him. He didn't have to shove him. He shoved him, and he shoved him to make a layup. He didn't need to do that. And I thought they showed the replay, and I thought, well, that was a good call. But anyway.
All righty. Well, Sturts, as we know, had 36 points, played all 40 minutes, 12 for 20 from field goal range. Field goals, and 4 for 6 from 3, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 turnovers, and 0 personal
And
fouls.
it was hard for him to pile up assists when the guys he threw to kept missing their 3-pointers.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah. Well, then that one. But anyway, Banks, he had 13 points in 30 minutes. Honestly, that was a quiet 13 points because I don't recall him scoring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I remember he at least made 4 for 4 from free throws. I don't know if he shot more than that or not. I think he did. I think he maybe was 6 for 6, but
Yeah, he was 3 for 9 from the 3-point range.
well, that's all right.
No, I'm sorry, he's 0 for 2 from 3-point range, 3 for
That's
9
more
on
like
field goals.
Mhm.
He had 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, and 3 personal fouls. Combs, not much going on with him there. 6 points, 3 for 3, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, no fouls though. Falgueras, 6 points, 1 for 5, 0 for 3, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, no personal fouls. Sage, 13 minutes, 4 points, 1 for 3, 2 rebounds, 1 personal foul. And of course, we already talked about Isaiah Howard. Who am I missing because he only played 8 guys tonight? He usually plays 9. Ben does.
Did you list Scotch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got Manuel, Koch, Sturts, Banks, Combs as starters. The bench was Falgueras, Sage, and Howard.
That's 8.
That's 8. We usually play 9.
We do? Oh,
Yeah.
Housen
Oh,
usually
Housen. We didn't
plays
play.
3 or
Wonder why we didn't play Housen
he
tonight.
usually plays 3 or 4 minutes. But
Yeah. He didn't play him at all tonight. That's crazy.
Mhm.
Don't say that he's getting better if you're not willing to play him, dude.
Oh.
I have to say that because,
Mhm.
you know, this guy transferred and could have stayed at Kansas and been a starter. He transfers out of Kansas to come to us, or was it Kansas State? Either one, it doesn't matter.
Kansas State.
Yeah, but he comes to us from Kansas State. Could have been a starter his senior year if he stayed there, but he chose us. He
Yeah.
wanted to go somewhere where he could learn more and do more, and
Yeah.
he's
I know
not getting many minutes a game. And it's
he was
like
very highly recruited out of high school, and he went to, I think, Villanova.
Did he
He
start out at
didn't do
Villanova?
he didn't do very good at Villanova, and I don't know that he's been that great any place. But anyway, and he thought he was worth a lot. I'll tell you the secret about him in the transfer portal. He was one
What?
of the last guys that Ben signed because he
Mhm.
thought he was worth a lot of money and nobody wanted him.
So did Ben
And
pay the
then
money?
and then Ben took him on the cheap at the end. And then of course he was injured for the first 10, 15 games of the season. He had that leg injury in the summertime, and that's why he didn't play. And then he was kind of pudgy from not being able to exercise, and he finally got back into shape. But yeah, I don't know why he didn't play today.
Yeah, they did interview him. I heard an interview, and he just talked about his faith in God, and he's perfectly happy at Iowa, even though he said it was hard to go from a starting role to a bench role and seldom playing. He's still happy at Iowa. Now, he said all the right things, so we hope that he means it.
He's got money in the bank, and if Ben didn't play him, I don't know why he didn't play today. Didn't practice well. Maybe he tweaked his leg again. I have no clue, but
Yeah.
maybe something was said in a news conference that we don't know about. But
yeah, I was going to try to listen to that news conference before we went on, but that's all. Well, it's okay. We can go to YouTube and find it later.
We got a Super Bowl coming on, so we can't wait tonight. So
no, yep. Well, I don't have much else to say except that their next game is against Maryland at Maryland. And I think Maryland was playing a pretty good game against somebody. Hang on.
They ended up getting beat worse than they played. UCLA.
That's right,
I think.
UCLA.
Yeah. I wanted them to beat UCLA and help us out a little bit because I want to get in that top 4, and I think we might. You know,
We have a shot if we can help ourselves. We just got to help ourselves. We got to get rid of Purdue. We got to make sure we win the games that we're supposed to, like Maryland. That should be a game we're supposed to win, but again, it'll probably start out like all the other games. We start out slow and let them get ahead, and then we try to find a way to come back in the game later.
Them basketball analysts only have us not favored in 2 games the rest of the season.
Which 2? Michigan in?
Well, it's Michigan, and I don't know if it's at Nebraska or at Wisconsin. Do we play Wisconsin at Wisconsin? I don't know.
Yes, we do. We play at Wisconsin, and we play Nebraska at both places, home and away. And they're both. One of them's coming up real quick.
And I know you disagree with me, but I think Iowa women might only lose like 1 game the rest of the year, and that'd be to Michigan.
Yeah.
So
okay. Well,
I think
the fact that we didn't beat Minnesota at home, tells me that we're not good enough to win all of our other games except for the elitist team, that one of the 2 of the elitist teams on our schedule, and that's Michigan. It just tells me that we're gonna step over. We're gonna do something wrong again somewhere else.
I think we can beat Michigan. I don't think Michigan's God's gift to women's basketball or anything. I think they got a good coach. They play a good pace, and they're deep. We aren't quite as deep without Taylor McCabe, but I don't think Iowa talent-wise, other than UCLA, I think we match up good. Just got to play better, and I think they will. I have faith in them.
Without Taylor,
like I said, I think we'll only lose 1 more game, but I can be wrong. I don't know. I'm no.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
And you sure the hell, like I told you today, you cannot predict basketball.
And I hope you're right. I will give you that. I hope you're right. And
the Minnesota women had to shoot 71% from 3 to beat us.
And then they
by
win
5
today.
points or 6.
They came back and won the game today. You gave me hope when you said they were losing.
And they were shooting terrible. There's a thing in basketball that's unpredictable, and that's how you shoot. Unless you're a 6'5" girl inside, Hannah's always going to make a little over 50% of her field goals, and Ava's always going to make 58, 60%. But the rest of them that's shooting from 20 feet, you get pretty streaky out there. And like the Iowa men were pretty streaky today, cold-wise, except for Mr. Sturts today. It's just, you can't predict it,
Yeah, they were streaky all game. They were shooting poorly, I thought, all game.
You can control your turnovers, and you can control your defense, and you can box out, And Iowa's been fairly consistent free throw shooting. We stay right around that 77. We're 77% for the year, and that's kind of around where we hang most games. Some games are worse than others, but
okay. But I also wanted to point out that after we come on the road to Maryland, we come home next Saturday to Purdue, which is a sellout again. I feel like we're going to get Purdue. I feel like we're going to get them. They just don't seem like the same team they've always been. I know they're quite a bit tall. They're quite a bit taller than we are overall. They got all those 7-footers, but Purdue always gets a 7-footer. I don't know how they do it either.
Yeah, didn't Purdue lose 3 in a row or something? I know they lost to Indiana the other night this week, but anyway.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice to beat Purdue because it's been a while since Purdue seems to dominate us, and we rarely get a win against them.
Well, Purdue's always a top 10. Purdue's always a top 10 team. and they play
Mhm.
good defense. They're well coached, but last I seen, we're a 1 point favorite at home, which surprises me even. But
I'll take it.
Iowa,
I'll take it. I'll take a 1 point
I,
win.
yeah, it's at
You
home,
know,
and you
we
got Ben McCollum and Mr. Sturts. So
yeah. So also, let's point out today some other news. Iowa men wrestling had a great bounce back against Michigan State. Totally dominated Michigan State, 40-6 today. And the 6 points that Michigan State got were because we forfeited the weight,
yeah, that guy,
197. We
that guy, I think
chose to
was.
wrestle nobody, huh?
I think that guy that we forfeited to was by far their highest ranked guy. But
Was it?
today you made the comment that Northwestern's a bad basketball team. Well, the Northwestern basketball team's 100 times better than that Michigan State wrestling team we wrestled today.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
they're
And I
they're
want to
like
say this is
they're like they're ranked in wrestling. There's not as many college wrestling programs as there is basketball and football programs. They're ranked like 55th or something.
yeah.
So
Well, I was gonna say, Gabe Arnold, this is surprising, had like 4 takedowns in his match today. The guy hasn't had a takedown hardly ever.
well, that
in a
tells
game.
you something.
Huh?
Our last match of the season is at home against Michigan. Michigan beat Michigan State 43-3. So this might be kind of an even matchup. What's Iowa ranked 8th now? And I think Michigan's
Yeah,
like
we're
9th.
ranked 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
So
got Michigan coming up.
that'll be more of a test, depending on how many ranked wrestlers Michigan has,
Mhm.
but we know Michigan's decent anyway. So that'll be
Yeah.
more of a test and something to focus on. I think that's next Friday night,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. And women's softball, they're off to a 3-2 start down in Florida. I think now they
Really?
move on to Georgia and play some games down there. If I can remember right, they beat Sanford, Connecticut, Stanford, I think. No, they lost to Stanford, I think. No, they lost. I have to go back and look. They lost to Florida and Marshall. Florida State and Marshall. They beat
Mhm.
Stanford. That's 2 separate teams, and UConn. So far, so they're 3-2 in that tournament they went to, or
Yeah.
that round robin stuff.
I don't know enough to know whether they played very many good teams or not, but
The only ranked team among them was Florida State.
okay.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know much about because since I got rid of ESPN Plus and plus those little tournament things at the beginning of the season, ESPN Plus doesn't even cover them, and so I won't get to watch any softball until they are at home playing Big Ten games. The only time we'll get to see them, I'll get to see them
Well,
at Big
Dean,
Ten games.
Dean, it's 5 o'clock. Think we ought to scram, or
I think so because there's a lot of pregame stuff going on.
I was trying to think of something else to bring up, and I don't really have much,
Yeah, I
except a
know the
good
women's
Iowa win
wrestling.
today.
The women's wrestling is doing some kind of a dual tournament, dual wise, and they won their match today as well.
Mhm.
And they're ranked. The women's wrestlers are now ranked number 1 again after being number 2 or number 3 there for a while.
There was a
Ugh.
neat little story in women's wrestling in Iowa, Dean, that you'd probably find interesting. It was a women's high school program. Can't remember where they were at, what town they were at. But this little girl, she wasn't very big. She started the season. She goes, I want to be the wrestling manager. So she just cleaned the mats and stuff. And during the season, she got kind of interested in it, and they let her wrestle, and she won the state title this week in high school wrestling. Isn't that a special story?
That is. That is. I
My
actually
my
saw.
nephew John Fisher, if you go to his Facebook page, he thought it was so cool he shared it. So maybe I'll tag you on it or something so you can read
I
it.
think I may not have read it, but I think I saw a headline earlier with somebody. It might have been in YouTube or short reels or something. There was a
Just
video.
one of them cool stories that happened.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know?
I want to be one of those cool stories one day.
You are cool. You're a cool story.
Yeah.
So,
Somebody complimented me on that character that my daughter drew. They complimented me and said your daughter made you look 2 decades younger, and I had to take a look at that. Yeah, I do kind of look young there.
my comment is sure as I seen it, I didn't write it to you or anything, but it was the same as Paul's. You know,
I forgot what Paul's was.
Paul said that the smile you had on there, that looked just like Rush Limbaugh. And that's what I thought. Somebody gave you Rush Limbaugh's mouth, and Rush Limbaugh's smile. So
let's hope I don't have the same demise as Rush Limbaugh. Okay. Yeah, we should get out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Most of you are going to see that. In fact, almost everybody's going to see this after the Super Bowl's over. But that's okay. It'll be posted. You can comment right then and there.
I do wish you, Dean, that you got as popular as Rush Limbaugh, because then you'd have 100 million people all over the world watching your podcast. So.
That would be great, wouldn't it? Maybe I could find up some little doohinkies like he does, little whatever he used to use early, because I remember listening to his early days. His early days shows were a whole lot more fun than his later day shows. Later day shows, he took things too seriously. I liked how he just had fun with it, and you know. But hey, that is what it is. Everybody changes. Okay, let's get out of here, guys. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, and share this away. And who do you got tonight? I forgot. Seahawks? I got Seahawks.
We both got Seahawks.
Yeah. My pastor today stood up there and he talked about Super Bowl game today. And he goes, guys, don't be mad at me when New England wins because they're my team. All righty. Let's get out. Guys, have a good Super Bowl and enjoy the your parties, and let's have some fun tonight.